Hey, hello everyone. Can you hear me? Please comment if you want to know about Vietnam. I know many young Americans living in the US are having their parents were many immigrant Americans from Vietnam after 1975. They even don't know how to speak English. Speak Vietnamese. But they saw Vietnam is developing so fast. And they need human resource, natural resource, so they need to connect Vietnamese people, investing in Vietnam. So how can they do that? Connect Vietnamese people. So you can see it isn't easy. First, you need to know me. I was an excellent student in Vietnam. I studied at the high school for Rifted about fishes, physics, and mathematics. And then I went to Vietnam National University to study software development. Of course, in 2006, 2002, and I graduated in 2006. So long. And then I worked for Individual System, a Japanese company. And then I worked for a Singaporean company, Simple Solution. I only focused on technologies, software. I lacked social skills. But then I set up a software company with my classmates to work for Americans. At that time, if you worked on software development, especially websites. You would get a lot of money. Yes. Many people became rich at that time, such as Sharkbin. Now, maybe he now maybe he's put in jail, but he started his startup sooner than me. At that time, we had a lot of customers. Even I don't believe he worked for Americans. Only Vietnamese customers. That's enough for him to get rich. So, when I worked for Americans and a project a website to another website, I didn't have time to research new technology. I want to build a new Facebook version, but with the opposite business model, selling and buying free like Facebook. At that time, maybe 2014, I built a new startup, Decode, and I didn't understand finance. I think, yes, I had a lot of customers. They needed websites. I believe I would become a millionaire like Sharkbin. Like him. I even went to Hanoi to meet a highly ranking officer to talk about my startup. And it wasn't successful. You can guess, but I won't say that directly. But anything helped me to understand the business environment in Vietnam. So I was out of money. I went to Trà Vinh City, now Vĩnh Long City, to research new technologies, how to build a website like Facebook. At least 2 years. They believed I would find investors. But even I said I can build a website like Facebook success with multiple billion dollars, but no Vietnamese investors believe in me. Nobody. And then at that time, American customers only required developers who can write and read in English. They don't care you can speak in English fluently. They don't care. But now, if you don't speak English fluently, Americans don't hire you. Because now not only the US government, any English speaking country in Europe, in the US, cut the connection with remote developers. So it isn't easy for me to find a job as web developer. Isn't easy for me. So, my skills, I'm a kind of genius, an intelligent person in Vietnam. I have studied English by myself to speak English fluently, to understand American cultures, how to work with them. But nobody knows me. The Vietnamese government doesn't know me. How can I do? I can build a website like Facebook with multiple billion dollars. But who cares? Who knows? Nobody. Even Lê Diệp Kiều Trang, Christy Lê, she had anything to get successful. She has high education, learning overseas in UK, United Kingdom, and United States. Yes, she can speak English. I heard she speaks English, but I'm not sure she can speak anything in English. Yes.
With the first R&D team out of Vietnam. So what people usually know about Vietnam was our agricultural products, about rice, about coffee. And then later on, if they know something about
So
our software engineers,
she
they
had
think
anything
of outsourcing
to
companies.
get
And with Misfit,
successful.
we were probably the first in town
Business
who believed
relationship,
in the
you know, business relationship with Americans, with a lot of Saigonese, Vietnamese businessmen are lost, and her knowledge. But even I believe she isn't a scammer. You know, she accepted she is a loser. Me too. My startup failed. I'm a loser. You know. She has anything to get successful. That's why people invested in her startup. But nobody knows me. Nobody. About education, she's studied at Lê Hồng Phong High School or Harvard or Stanford. I don't care. I believe experience is better than education. And you can see she focus on education. But I don't care. I love experience. Now, I'm a linguist. Even I understand American sounds better than Americans. An expert. Or even I redefine dualism. Philosophy, a perfect foundation. If you are a philosopher, you need to know dualism to understand what will be happening in the future. To understand the past, the current, and the future, you need to know dualism. I'm living in Vietnam. I don't know. I maybe learn a little bit from Vietnamese people, but I don't see any teachers, any person will be my teacher. You know, if you are a teacher, you need to speak English first, fluently first, because anything, any knowledge, good knowledge in English, and you can say, you can speak only Vietnamese and you want to be my teacher? Oh, never. Your knowledge is obsolete. You know, even her, I don't believe she speak English fluently. Although she, her education, now she has American, her American husband. Sometimes I can't remember how to pronounce. Husband, 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 American husband. So she speak English every day with him. Now I think she should speak English in her YouTube channel, better for Vietnamese people. Vietnamese people, especially Vietnamese young people, should speak English, the international language. Now we are using AI. The first Americans will develop AI in English. Who cares about Vietnamese, Chinese? Who care? Because English is the best. And if you want to learn English, ask me, please. You don't need teachers. You only need to practice for 5 years, 4 hours a day, 4 hours a day. Even me, I'm learning English by live streaming. And people like her should speak English. English should be the second language in Vietnam. So, nobody know you. If you don't have business relationships, or you are rich, a famous person in the internet, nobody know you. That's why Sắc Bình, he's an entrepreneur to become to join Shark Tank. So we should do the same. Like me, I'm on YouTube. Want to be a famous person. Vietnamese Americans will know me. Investors will know me. So, business relationships is the important factor to raise the fund. No. Believe. Like, see now, rich delay, what I said, Sunny Xuân Vũ, He's also a linguist like me. Linguistics. So you can see, building a startup in Vietnam isn't easy. So according to me, I have a lot of knowledge to build a startup again. But I'm poor. I don't have money. Even now, I will in surgery. I have some problem with my health. But I will recover soon. 1 or 2 weeks. But so how much do you need to build a startup? Of course, depending on your business model. Even I'm working for my customers. At that time, I only need $1,000 10 years ago. I didn't need money because I had customers. But about a startup, building something from scratch.
Scratch.
In software development like Facebook, I need at least $1 million. $1 million. US dollars. A lot good money. But I don't have the money so much. So it's always it always needs a lot of money to set up a startup. What business models do you focus on now? I think I will work with the Vietnamese government or military. They have a lot of money. They need new ideas from private companies like VinFast, Phạm Nhật Vượng. So we should contact with state companies better, you know. And if you are living in Vietnam looking for Vietnamese private companies to work with them or Vietnamese customers, so it's hard to get profit. So hard. Now we are looking for checking my Facebook. You know, a lot of beautiful girls in my Facebook. You know, I should sue Facebook. Should I? Should I? You know, for what they did to me. So, my conclusion, if you are Vietnamese Americans and want to invest in Vietnam, first you need a co-founder who's Vietnamese, but he can speak English fluently to understand American cultures, like me first. And then you should have a strong finance and about business model. First, you should connect with the Vietnamese government, military, to work for them, what they need. If we can't, what will we do? Because we need a relationship with the rich in Vietnam. Yes, relationships will be the important factor for us to build a startup. And yes, if you want to learn Vietnamese or English, please ask me. Thank you.